All right, so we are here again. Sandali lang. Okay, so going forward tayo, nandito tayo sa waist up at the carotid artery. How to measure a carotid artery pulse. Okay, so sinabi ko nga, yung carotid artery natin, so kailangan the same way lahat ng pulse rate. So pag when we talk about the pulse rate, lahat gagamitin natin yung ating middle finger and the index finger. So the same way with the carotid, so ilalagay lang natin yung ating pointer or yung ating index finger and the middle finger dito sa may side. Mapipil nyo kanina, pinag-usapan natin kung saan yung mga pulse na location. Yung pulse points natin, ilagay nyo lang yung dalawang finger nyo, and the same way, you start counting in 50 seconds, multiply by 4, or in 30 seconds, multiply by 2. So, ito yung carotid pulse rate. So, yung ating pedal pulse, the same way, dun sa pedal pulse, i-feel lang natin kung nasaan yung tumitibok na pulse. So, the same way, ilagay nyo yung pointer at saka yung middle finger, and kukunin nyo uli yung mag-start kayo ng counting by 1 into 15 seconds or into 30 seconds by 2. Brachial artery is yung checking the pulse natin with the use of stethoscope. So pwede din natin ito, ilagay din natin yung ating brachial, yung ating middle finger and the pointer finger o yung ating index finger dun sa brachial artery natin, and we can use it. Pero usually ang brachial pulse, ginagamit natin ito when we take the blood pressure. Heart rate. When we talk about the heart rate, we say that the number of heartbeats per unit of time, usually per minute. So lahat ng pulse rate o heart rate, it is considered counting as in 1 minute. So the heart rate is based on the number of contractions of the ventricles, the lower chambers of the heart. The heart rate may be too fast. Tawag natin dito tachycardia. That is another medical term. Tachycardia is the beat of the heart which is too fast. And the too is low, we call it bradycardia. Okay? So, two words. May root word tayo dito. Tachy means fast, and cardia is heart. So it is the fast beat of the heart. And bradycardia, brady means slow, and cardia means heart, means to say is low rate of the heart, or the slow heart rate. So resting heart rate is the heart pumping the lowest amount of blood you need because you're not exercising. So tahimik lang yung pulse natin dito. Tahimik lang yung ating heart rate. If you're sitting or lying and you are calm, relaxed, and you are not ill, wala kang sakit, so means to say, yung heart rate mo, it beats into 60 to 100 beats per minute. So the same with the pulse rate, it beats 60 to 100 per minute. So, but a heart rate lower than 60 doesn't necessarily signal a medical problem. It could be a result of taking a drug such as beta blocker. So, bumababa yun ng below 60, yung wala siya dun sa 60 and 100, pero kasi yung pasyente natin may sakit. So, even as yung 40, because yung heart muscle natin in a better condition, it doesn't work hard, kaya nando siya sa resting na 40 lang siya. So ito yung table na makikita nyo ngayon. Ito yung chart estimated may maximum siya and may target heart rate siya. So pagka by the age, meron tayo dito sa left side, nandito yung mga age hanggang from 20 to 70. Tapos dito, yung may estimated tayong maximum heart rate. But on the end, meron tayong target heart rate. Ito lang yung kailangan natin. So let's say for example, reference lang natin ito. If 20, meron tayong target rate na 120 to 170. So ito to the right, mga target heart rate ito for our reference only. Respiration. Talking about respiration, it is the number of breaths a person takes per minute. Paano ang respiration natin binibilang? Ang respiration rate natin, ito yung paghinga. Paghinga natin, it takes per minute. Lahat ito per minute. So the rate is usually measured when a person is at rest and simply involves counting the number of breaths for 1 minute by counting how many times the chest rise. So, ibig sabihin, uobserbahan natin kung paano tumataas yung chest and fall. Yung rise and fall of the chest counted as 1. So, pag nakita natin yung ating chest rise and fall, only 1 count. 1 count lang tayo. Huwag kayong magka-count ng pag nag-rise, yung inhale, exhale, counted as full 1. Okay? You don't count as yung nag-inhale, 1, exhale, 2. No. It counts only 1. Rise and fall counts only 1. So, respiration may increase with fever. Sabi nga natin, pag may sakit, pagka may mga medical condition, pag may lagnat, nag-iiba din yung respiration natin. It suggests na kung paano yung ikaw may sakit ka, mataas din siya. Pagka ikaw ay malungkot, mababa din yung respiration rate natin. So it is important to also note whether a person has difficulty of breathing. So kailangan din nating malaman pag chine-check natin yung respiration rate, kung yung tao ay may sakit, nahihirapang huminga, that means to say it varies yung result na makukuha nyo. The normal respiration rate for an adult person ranges from 12 to 16 beats per minute. So yung rise and fall, 1 minute ang counting din natin. So, the normal will be 12 to 16. Respiration rate. How to determine whether a person's respiratory rate is normal? It is essential to measure it at rest. Kaya yung mga pasyente natin, pag kukunan natin ang respiration rate, paupuin nyo muna, explain nyo kung anong gagawin ninyo. Baka akala niya, tinitignan nyo yung dibdib niya, no? Lalo na yung mga babae. So we will just give them an explanation na titignan ko po yung respiration rate nyo or gusto ko lang po na mag-relax kayo in 5 minutes. So take an accurate measurement, watch the person's chest rise and fall. So as I said, or as we talk about it, 1 rise and fall is equivalent to 1 count. So 1 complete breath comprises one inhalation when the chest rises, followed by one exhalation when chest falls. So one rise and fall. To measure the respiratory rate, count the number of breaths for an entire 1 minute or count for 30 seconds and multiply that number by 2. As I said, when counting pulse rate, respiratory rate, or respiration rate, count in 15 seconds, multiply by 4, or count into 30 seconds, multiply by 2. That completes 1 minute. So what about blood pressure? What is blood pressure? So blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against the artery walls during contraction and relaxation of the heart. Each time the heart beats, it pumps blood into the arteries, resulting in the highest blood pressure as the heart contracts. So when the heart relaxes, the blood pressure falls. So we have two numbers here recorded. Ito ang dapat na malaman natin kung paano tayo kukuha ng blood pressure. May dalawa tayong number na dapat nating tandaan. The first number is the higher number. The higher number is called systolic pressure. Higher is systolic pressure. It refers to the pressure inside the artery when the heart contracts and pumps blood through the body. So yung higher number na tinatawag nating systolic pressure, that is the first loud sound sa high. Yung higher, first loud sound. So second number is the lower number, which is called the diastolic pressure. So we have the two numbers here, the higher and the lower number. Yung lower number, called the diastolic number, refers to the pressure inside the artery when the heart is at rest and is filling with the blood. Both the systolic and the diastolic pressures are recorded as millimeters of mercury. So this recording represents how high the mercury column in an old-fashioned manual blood pressure device called a mercury manometer, which sinabi na natin kanina, tinanggal na natin yon. Just for your information, meron tayong sphygmomanometer from the past, which is used with the mercury. So it is raised by the pressure of the blood. So today, ngayon hindi nyo na makikita yon. So usually, ang makikita natin, yung aneroid o yung mga digital na mga blood pressure. So ulitin natin, there are two numbers when taking blood pressure. The higher number, that is the first loud sound, and the lower number is the diastolic pressure, the last loud sound. When talking about high blood pressure or hypertension, directly it increases the risk of heart attack, heart failure, and stroke. So with high blood pressure, the arteries may have an increased resistance against the flow of the blood, causing the heart to pump harder to circulate the blood. So, ano ba yung mga tinatawag natin na blood pressure? So, blood pressure is categorized as normal, elevated, or stage 1 or stage 2 high blood pressure. Ang normal blood pressure natin is systolic of less than 120 and diastolic of less than 80. So, ito yung makukuha nating pressure pagka normal yung pasyente. So, systolic, yung mataas is 120 and the diastolic, yung mababa is 80. So, elevated blood pressure is systolic of 120 to 129 and diastolic of less than 80. Yung stage 1 high blood pressure is systolic 130 to 139 or diastolic of between 80 to 89. Stage 2, high blood pressure is when systolic is 140 or higher or the diastolic is 90 or higher. So itong mga elevated na to, yung stage 1, stage 2, nakikita natin, nakukompare yung ating mga blood pressure result. So pag ito nakita nyo sa mga pasyente natin or kumukuha kayo dun sa bahay ninyo, kinunan nyo si nanay o si kuya, merong mga reading na ganito, alam na ninyo kung above normal ba siya, mataas ba siya, stage 1 ba siya, or stage 2 yung ating high blood pressure. This number should be used as a guide only. A single blood pressure measurement that is higher than normal is not necessarily an indication of a problem. So your doctor will want to see multiple or diagnosis or making a diagnosis of blood pressure measurement on several days, over several days and weeks before making a diagnosis. Hindi yung ngayon lang na-check yung blood pressure nyo mataas, so hindi dapat ngayon ay makukonfirm yung diagnosis ng high blood pressure. So usually, inuulit natin ito, ikinukompare natin dun sa baseline natin. So ask your provider when to contact him or her if your blood pressure readings are not within the normal range. Kung halimbawa umuwi na yung pasyente sa bahay, pinrescribean siya ng doktor na checkin yung blood pressure niya kasi tumataas ito. So dapat yung pasyente i-instructan nyo how to do the blood pressure or how to measure the blood pressure. May mga equipment tayo using doon sa ating pagkuha ng blood pressure. Meron tayong number 1, ang aneroid monitor. So which has a dial gauge and read by looking at the pointer. So makikita nyo mamaya, merong pointer ito na doon siya pag tumataas yung blood pressure mo, tumataas yung pointer. So the aneroid is less expensive than the digital monitor. Mas mura ito. So the cup is inflated by hand by squeezing a rubber bulb. Meron siyang rubber bulb. Some units even have a special feature to make it easier to put the cup on with one hand. And however, the unit can be easily damaged and become less accurate. So because the person using it must listen for heartbeats with the stethoscope, and it may not be appropriate for the hearing impaired. Mas mainam pag nag-check kayo ng blood pressure by the use of stethoscope, dapat yung inyong mga tenga ay hindi ay maayos. Yung hindi dapat na impaired, yung hindi kayo makarinig. Sorry. Kasi depende dun sa narinig ninyo yung accurateness noong reading nung inyong measurement. We have the digital monitor na tinatawag. This blood pressure monitor, it reads yung flashes. Meron siyang nagpa-plus dun sa small screen and can be used to measure blood pressure. So hindi na kayo mahihirapan pang makinig dun sa stethoscope. Dun sa digital ninyo, i-on nyo lang ito. It is automatic. So pag in-on nyo ito, may lalabas accordingly na reading dun sa maliit na screen. So because the recordings are easy to read, this is the most popular blood pressure measuring device. Pero ang sabi ko sa inyo, sa mga ospital, depende din kung yung ito, ang mga digital natin ay may nakasaksak sa kuryente or operated by a battery. So it is also easier to use than the aneroid unit kasi wala na kayong ipapampe. Automatic na to. Pag inon mo siya, automatic na aakyat yung blood monitoring. So there is no use ng stethoscope. And this is a good device for hearing mesh impaired patients. So hindi nyo na kailangan ng stethoscope pa para ma-read ninyo yung blood pressure measurement. So one disadvantage is that the body movement or irregular heart rate can change the accuracy. Halimbawa, kumukuha na kayo ng blood pressure using the digital monitor, gumalaw lang yung pasyente nyo, mag-iiba siya ng reading. Hindi siya na-accurate. So what you do is you have to repeat it again na explain nyo sa pasyente na wag siyang gagalaw, hindi nyo dapat siyang kakausapin para maging accurate yung ating measurement. So meron din tayong ginagamit na wrist digital blood pressure monitor. Tests have shown that wrist blood pressure devices are not accurate in measuring blood pressure than other types of monitors, kagaya nga nung aneroid o yung ating mga digital na upper limb. So in addition, they are more expensive than other monitors. Meron din tayong stethoscope to be used when taking blood pressure. So the reading blood pressure by the use of stethoscopes by auscultation. Auscultation is listening to the sound. It is considered the gold standard by the Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute. So yung stethoscope natin, ilalagay natin doon sa may brachial artery. So that's the time kukuha tayo ng blood pressure. So ang procedure nito, number 1, according to American Heart Association, it recommends itong blood pressure monitoring as the following. Kung paano natin may steps tayong gagawin. Number 1, we have to choose the appropriate and right equipment. Kailangan, pag magba-blood pressure tayo, we need to choose the appropriate and right equipment. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Choosing the appropriate and right equipment, dapat may quality stethoscope tayo. Hindi lahat ng stethoscope natin, pwede natin siyang gamitin. Kailangan yung quality kasi pag sinabing quality, quality yung sound, quality yung equipment. An appropriately sized blood pressure cup. Kailangan pag magba-blood pressure tayo, kailangan na i-appropriate. Kung halimbawa baby yung kukunan nyo, dapat pediatrics or baby na cuff ang kailangan. Kung matanda o yung obese, yung masyadong mataba, kailangan yung may malaking cup. So kailangan natin, when taking blood pressure, appropriate size ng blood pressure cup. A blood pressure measurement also, such as aneroid or digital automated device with a manual inflate mode. So ito yung mga kailangan natin. Mag-choose tayo ng appropriate and right equipment. Prepare the patient, number 2. Ano nating ipiprepare yung pasyente? Pagdating ng pasyente sa ating medical center, so paupuin muna natin sila. Attend the patient, mag-relax po muna kayo. Kasi kukunan ko kayo ng blood pressure. So the patients should sit upright with their upper arm position so it is in the level with their heart and feet flat on the floor. Kailangan siya, yung kamay niya, nandun sa level ng heart or nandun sa ibabaw ng lamesa. Yung kanyang feet is flat on the floor. Remove excess clothing that might interfere within the BP cup or constrict blood flow in the arm. Be sure you and the patient refrain from talking during the reading. So imagine niyo, once you prepare the patient, in-instructan nyo na maupo muna siya, magpahinga muna siya, tapos yung mga damit niya, you check kung yung damit niya mahigpit dun sa kamay, tapos yung alisin natin kung meron siyang mga excess na mga clothing, at be sure kang nakikipag-usap o yung patient, instructan nyo na huwag magsasalita during the blood pressure taking. Choose the proper BP cup size. As I mentioned before, kanina doon, kailangan mag-check tayo ng appropriate na proper BP cup size. pag nilagay natin yung BP cup dun sa patient arm, ipapalpate natin yung ating brachial artery. So pag pinalpate natin yung brachial artery natin, 1 centimeter bago yung ating siko, yung ibabaw ng siko natin, dun natin irarap yung ating BP cup. Position the stethoscope, kailangan yung stethoscope natin, pag napalpate mo na yung brachial artery, kailangan ilagay mo doon yung bell ng stethoscope. The stethoscope has a bell, yung maliit, at doon mo ilalagay sa brachial artery. Inflate the blood pressure cup. Mag-start ka ng mag-i-inflate ng valve. So, kailangan mo i-inflate yung iyong cup valve. Okay? When the BP cup has inflated enough to stop the blood flow, you should hear no sound. Pagka ikaw nag-BP cup, yung ipinipress mo ngayon yung valve ng BP cup mo, so ang tendency nun, wala ka pang maririnig na sound. So yung gauge, tatanungin mo at first yung pasyente mo, whether yung pasyente ba natin, meron siyang high blood pressure, meron ba siyang hypertension, meron ba siyang sakit sa puso, so that we will know kung hanggang saang kataas natin i-cuff o ipipressure yung ating valve. If this value is unknown, you can inflate the cup to 160 or over 180 millimeter per mercury. So if the pulse sounds are heard right away, inflate a little higher. So kailangan may marinig na kayo na first loud sound. Pag may narinig na kayo na first loud sound, slowly i-deflate nyo na. I-release nyo na yung air dun sa BP cup. Begin deflation. So sabi ng American Heart Association, it recommends that the pressure should fall at 2 to 3 millimeters per mercury per second. Anything faster likely result in an accurate measurement. Kailangan, pag nirelease na natin or dineflate na natin yung ating valve, yung cup, kailangan dahan-dahan lang siya. Huwag nating bibilisan kasi magiging accurate yung measurement ninyo. Listen for the systolic reading. Andito na tayo. Pagka yung first loud sound na narinig nyo, pagka nag-umpisa na kayong i-release yung blood pressure cup, maririnig ninyo yung the first loud sound. That is the systolic reading. The first loud sound is the systolic reading. So yung diastolic reading, pag ibinaba nyo na lang, binaba yung nirelease nyo na yung cup ninyo, dun nyo maririnig yung diastolic reading. The last heard sound. Yun ang diastolic reading. So, double check for accuracy. Bakit kailangan nating i-recheck for accuracy? Kasi hindi natin sigurado whether yung nakuha natin tama. So, ulitin natin ito in 50 seconds or 5 seconds or 5 minutes para malaman natin, may comparison tayo kung tama ba yung chinek natin sa una or yung pangalawa or yung pangatlo.
Merong naman sa draa. Anak, doon timog.
Meron tayong procedure. Pagkuha natin ng blood pressure kasi, yung mga doktor natin, pagka mataas na blood pressure, sinasabi niyang mask hypertension. It is associated with increased cardiovascular risk in both untreated and treated subjects. So in contrast, white coat hypertension is a cardiovascular